My name's Noni. That's my nickname. Also, my real name's Tony. So I'm just an artist and designer based in Jersey. And like my goal in life is to really make clothes because I've always been a big fan of clothes and I always had like that graffiti style, more the cartoony style. Like this right here, it's a painting I actually did like I did last week.
Hold
It
on.
took me like an hour to do the whole thing. It's on my YouTube channel. Noni underscore 2283.
I know we talked about you want to, you have a brand and you're trying to take it to the next level and do more stuff. So I love helping people with their dreams, so I figured let's just open up the mic and I'm here to help you. Here to see if the best way I could help support you. So
Definitely, definitely. Yeah,
yeah,
like I'm trying to create this brand called Noodle Doodle. Basically, it's just I got the inspiration actually just let me just show you. I got the inspiration from like eating a cup of ramen noodles, and I just kept thinking about these situations that like these characters could get into. And like that got inspiration for Ready for College. This is actually the first design I did. And so yeah, the goal is to really like make merch and like hopefully one day it could be in stores.
let's go, man.
Yeah,
So
let's go.
I'm here to support in any way we could help. Feel free to throw me any questions, and I'll do my best if I could answer them for you.
So talk to me about the material. What source of materials and what do you decide with the type on the clothing you want?
So yeah, I go on a bunch of websites, but if I want to figure out what shirt I wear like to use, I think about the design. Is the design colorful? Is it simple? Once I know that, then I say, okay, because then I know how I'm going to print it. Once I know how I'm going to print it, it narrows me down to certain types of shirts. And then I have only like 3 or 4 t-shirts that I use, and I stick to that. So I try to just focus more on design and quantity and quality. And once I have that logistic, I don't worry too much about the shirts because I know which ones and I'm good to go.
I see. Let's get to the next question. So, what is the best advice you could give someone that wants to get into the fashion industry? Like, what would you give them when they're starting out, basically?
Don't get caught up in posting it online and what happens after that because it could completely slow you down. Get caught up in creating, collaborating, and connecting.
Oh,
Focus on
definitely.
focus on that. After you do the drop, connecting. Reach out to 20, 30 people. Let them personally know what you've done. Reach out to 100 people. Let them personally know what you've done. You don't even have to ask for a sale. Just say, "Hey, this is where I'm at. I would love for you to check it out." Connecting, connecting, connecting. But if as long as you're caught up, caught up, I mean, and like be obsessed with it almost. Connecting with people, going to shows, pop-up shops, writing to people, you know, that's so important. Think people, calling, "Hey mom, hey Uncle Jim, I just released my shirt. I would love to show it to you." "Oh, really? You do shirts?" Boom, the conversation starts. People start knowing you're taking it serious. Don't just if you post it once and that's all you do, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. Your results are going to show. Connect, connect, connect. You will feel the difference, even emotionally over financially, because people people are gonna be like, "What? That's cool. Oh, why'd you do that?" And now you got to get brave to own your message, because now you got to explain why you did it, what was the inspiration. You may even deal with people that are like, "I don't get it," and then how do you feel from that? You know, all this is going to make you stronger and tougher as you keep going, because not every connection is going to go the way you think. You may get a negative one. You may get one that you're not expecting, and it may don't let it throw you off. Just keep connecting and learn from each one, but also stay true to your voice when you're creating.
That is actually really great advice for like for me because I fell into that realm because I would post something like I would post I believe this guy, I posted this, I didn't get that many likes, or I didn't get the likes that I wanted. And that kind of did lower down like how I felt about my art, how I felt about my designs. But like I agree with your process. Like you just keep creating, keep trying to make connections. That's the best way because it's just all about the process. Because I know people tend to like when they're on social media, they all they care is about the likes, the follows, but they could care less about the process. Like they would just post something just to post and just to keep getting the followers and the followers. But I see your point of
Right.
view is just about the process, talking to people, just creating. I feel like that's a great advice for someone like me who wants to get into the fashion industry. I'm gonna take that to heart. Like I'm gonna like probably like stay off. Well, use it every now and then. Like I text friends like on social media, so just use it for that, basically.
Yeah, have fun with it. Don't look down on it. It's a lovely thing. It's helped me do lots of collabs, you know, like I've wrote to people, we've connected. It's it's changed my life, but also my hustle before, during, and after made the difference. So when I sent the message to someone to collab, what did I do? How did I follow through? So social media is, as I said, it's the spark, but you are the fire.
So that leads us to our next question. How important is it to define your target audience when you're building your brand? Like how do you find yours, basically?
I think it is important for sure. That's a tricky question for me because my audience has always been, I can't even say, hey, it's college kids that like hip hop, even though that is. But mine was just people with a dream, people with a dream. That's who I am, right? My brand is like cut from my cloth, literally. Like it's who I am, and it's just so part of me. Everything I say in the brand is what I say in life. So I was happy to be able to find that and be transparent with who I am through the brand. And I think that's how I've been able to do it because I just stayed myself the whole time. I never had to switch or be different or anything, or I was never putting on a mask. So I think when you're just yourself and you're naturally you and you own it, the weird parts about you, the stuff that maybe people don't get and you're just that's the most beautiful part of us. I'm still learning to be happy with myself, even though I'm at a much further state, but I'm still on that journey to be confident, accept bad day in business and stuff like that. It's a journey, but I own it, and I'm grateful, and I'm like, hey, this is who I am. This is who I am, and as long as I think you put that through the brand, you don't have to think so hard. You're just being yourself, and the brand is just kind of your postcard to the world.
Yeah, like we all have setbacks. Like personal setbacks, like people will bring us down. I kind of see it like this, like say like you're getting pushed back and back and back. I think yourself like an arrow. Like all the challenges are you think are pushing you back, they're really helping you forward. Like it's like an arrow.
Mm,
You go all the way back and you go straight forward to achieve your goal.
yeah,
That's
love
how
it.
I see it.
I love it.
No, definitely. Like it goes, it's like what you said earlier. Like social media is like a spark and you're the fire. Like social media is a spark, the creator's a fire. It's all about how you use it.
Exactly.
And so like how do you balance your creativity with your business needs? Like how do you make profitability and sociability basic is the question.
So how I look at it, I'm very lucky. I get to do what I love all day, but I don't love doing everything I do every second of the day, right? Like I had to do accounting the other day. I don't love that, but I love that I get to do it and know about it and see what's going on, and then I could move on to the next thing. And I love that I can wake up whenever I want, but not really. I still wake up at 5 in the morning. I walk my dog and I'm at work. I'm at work at 7, still work until 4 or 5, and then still maybe going on the computer and doing one or two things after dinner. So I literally treat it like this is like a blue collar vibe, like, and people, there's no I don't look down on no 9 to 5 because I work 9 to 5. It's just what are you putting the hours into? The 9 to 5 is an amazing framework for if you put in that much time into something, you are going to figure something out. Or someone will give you a job that they've already figured out for you. And there's nothing wrong with either one, but you just got to make that choice. I made the choice to work for myself, but I also collaborate with clients. So I'm working with them and for them. And I try not to look down at any of those processes. Oh, working for someone, I only want to work for myself. No, no. I work with people, I work for people, I work for the people. So I've changed my attitude with a lot of it. And so
Mm.
I literally treat what I do like I'm a professional. Like I want to treat everything with profession. Treat everyone with professional. I always treat everything as if I'm being filmed or like recorded on like the company camera. And that's like the integrity that I always want to keep with what I do. So I just treat everything, I literally treat it is my job and it is my career, and I treat it accordingly. Like would I work for myself or would I fire myself? I would love to have me on my team. So that's how I work.
I never thought of it that way. I kind of thought of it like this. It's like some people say when you really care about something, you'll do whatever it takes. Like, so can you recall like any partnerships or any collaboratives that you've done in the past that really helped you boost your brand?
Yeah, so it was about 8 years ago. I worked with a woman who was a blogger. She had 400 followers at the time. And I put her in a contest. She won the contest. She had about 500 followers. This woman went on to sell, I think, 400 shirts. So
Wow.
some people be like, the math isn't mathing. She only has 400, 500 followers, 800 followers. How did she do half that in sales? She was relentless. She was messaging people. Her name was Abby. By working with her and seeing that in real time and the love and passion that she put in, that just was like, yo, damn. So that was a moment for me because she gave me a lot of faith, even though I always had it. I was like, damn, you never know. That was a moment for me where it really sparked me like, yo, keep going with the collabs. Keep going with the collabs and believe in people that maybe they're just starting to believe in themselves. And you never know where it's gonna go. That was a special one. I've also worked with my friend Daniel Watts, who's an amazing actor. He's so amazing. And seeing his growth, that was amazing. Got to work with Redman. That was a beautiful thing.
Wow.
A pop legend.
That is a big thing.
And most recently, we worked with a gentleman named Sam Alkatib, which has been it's been amazing. It's truly been like wow, like the amount of love and support and just being on the production part of that and seeing the love and support has been absolutely, it gives you even more fuel like damn, you really never know. And it was with a message, it was connecting in real life, meeting, learning about that person, and then once again connecting, sending each other a message, staying in touch, supporting each other. And then we linked the collab, and it's been amazing. It's been one for the books.
Yeah, sometimes you need like people in your life to give you that like kick to like keep going. So what is a common mistake do you see people do when they start out making clothes?
But it having to be exactly the way that they think it has to be. And if it's not happening. Then I'll find a way, another way to still go through with the idea. Well, I don't force it, but I let it flow. I try not to let anything really get in the way of it. So try not to get too caught up in that. Also, I see a lot of people buying hundreds of shirts in the beginning, getting stuck with hundreds of shirts because they don't know what's going to sell. They don't, they get so caught up in the working with the manufacturer and, oh, well, I want it to be the most perfect manufactured piece, which is super cool. But if you've never sold anything, how do you know unless you did pre-order and you know that these have sold? I applaud you for pulling that off. But most people that start, they're still young in the fan base. They may or may not be able to even hit 50 sales total on the first drop. And then they're buying 100, 200 pieces. And then they're stuck with more than half of them. And then that stops their next production because they're heartbroken. They got no money and they're actually in the red now. So I encourage, do a 20, 30 piece drop. Sell it out, do it again. Do it again, do it again. If you got to re-up, do it again. Don't get caught up in the I saw the guy on YouTube or TikTok. He was telling me to use the manufacturer, but I had to buy 200 hoodies. Unless you could sell them, go for it. If you don't know and there's no proof, also I'm seeing a lot of people buying stuff without sampling it. They're buying stuff without sampling. It's like, oh, I'm going to work with someone. They're going to make me 200 hoodies. I'm going to start selling them online, but I don't even know. I don't even have that first sample. You don't even know if you love it, but yet you're going to try to sell it off to people. Come on now. So those are three that I've seen. So I always encourage 1,000 small wins is better than one big win. That's how I see it. If I could just win a little bit every day, 4 or 5 times, at the end of the year, I've won like 1,500 times.
Yeah, those are common things. Like how you say, that's like the typical saying, like don't bite off more than you can chew. Like, like
Yeah.
like it goes back to like I used to at the gym before, like you don't start out like benching 500 pounds. Like you have to start like, baby weight. Like I started out like I go to the gym, I started out like with 5 pounds. I think it was just the bar itself.
Mm.
So like, it's all about momentum, like you said. Like you really gotta focus on the process. Is like how you said earlier.
Yeah, man.
So I guess that leads to our next question. Like, how do you make sure that the products are high quality, but at the same time being affordable for the consumer?
We make everything. We get the shirt, get the hat, we print it, we embroider it, we do the finishing touches in our studio.
That's a really great advantage that you have, right? Because you get to see it right there in front of you. You don't have to wait like how long do they do with Amazon? Like what, 2 days, 2 weeks?
And there's some amazing print on demand and they do a great job. But me, I want to put a handwritten note. I want to put a bookmark. I want to autograph something. I want to do so we give a lot of extras, little sticker, little bookmark with the custom name. That is like the extra touch. So many people will be like, oh, well, you could get a shirt on this site for $7. It wasn't made and printed in the USA by a bunch of artists that are going to give you bookmarks, stickers, handwritten notes, printing it themselves. So, and people love that. People love when they get all these custom little extras. They're like, wow, I can't, that was so nice of you. And I love that. I love still being able to do that. I hope to always be able to, or someone on my team being able to write those letters to people. Luckily, I autograph almost every bookmark and give someone something custom with every order.
Yeah, it gives like your own little touch. Like you sign off. Like that's a very like admirable thing you do. Like, you want to connect with your customers, like the people buying the shirts.
Yeah, the connect is so important.
That is
Connect.
very important. So, like, as your brand grows, like, how do you manage distribution and production? Well, as like your company keeps growing and growing.
Hiring people. Hiring people. It's been there's this like DIY culture which I love and I've always been about it. I've done it myself for the longest. I do not feel better after a long day that I've also been able to pay someone else too to work with me. One, I'm a little less tired. Two, I have more energy for the next day. And three, I'm able to help someone support their family. So my goal this year, I'm putting it out there. I want to be paying someone what I'm getting paid this year. I want to be giving someone that next year working for me. I want someone making my salary this year by next year because then I know that I'm in a different position and I'm able to get people even more ability to provide for their family.
Like it's always giving back. Like you're always giving back to like another person starting out, like trying to help fulfill their goals. And like because you already fulfill yours, it's always good to always give back.
And bro, you get so much done. Like I look back the last 2 days, I've had people work with me. I'm like, damn, it felt like I worked 4 days. But really, all I had was two people working. Instead of one person working 8 hours, I had two people working 8 hours, and it was the equivalent of working 16 hours in a day. So you may say, well, how do I work 24 hours in a day? You have three people work 8 hours for you. And that's my goal. I want to start being able to work 24 hours a day. And the only way I could do that is if I have three full-time employees.
Wow, that is a very good way to look at it. Like having people like come together, try to create something like great, beautiful, great creating art is like how you're depicting it. So has like sustainability been a factor of the business model? How do you approach it? Like what's the process of approaching sustainability?
I started off with $100, and it's always been about getting it back and then spending it again to try to get more. So I've started with so little, and I've been able to turn little by little by little and keep flipping it and keep flipping it. So I know how it feels to have freaking like nothing in my business account. I know how it feels. So for me, I cherish every sale. I cherish any money that we make, and I definitely don't take any of it for granted. But I also reinvest. Like in the last week, we bought new video equipment for content. We bought a new sewing machine. So as we do better, I'm like, okay, well, let me reinvest. Let me reinvest. But of course, things have to line up and make sense. You do the numbers. That's why I'm on top of the accounting and what's coming in. Sustainability is everything, man, because I got to pay myself. I got to pay other people. I want to keep paying people. I want to pay people more. So I'm constantly, it's like I'm in this game and I'm like trying to figure out, okay, well, how do I get to this level? Okay, now I have this power. How do I not misuse it? And that power could be money. That power could be people working for me. It's like, no, it's a responsibility. If you look at it as a responsibility, you're like, all right, I want to take care of this. And that's how I look at it. And I guess not having much starting the business has really made me humble now that we do better numbers than what we did when we started. And I want to keep staying in business. And I know by sustainability is so important to do that, to keep that going.
Yeah, we all start from somewhere. And like we always have to remember like where we started and like why we're doing this. So that's a good way to see it. So like where do you see yourself 5 to 10 years with stereotype? Like where do you see yourself? The long-term goal.
That's a good question, man. I would love to really push the education initiative. I just love helping people. I'm completely off. Oh, I'm keeping all this to myself. I want to give it all away. I want to give everything I know away, and then it's up to people what they do with it. I can't work for them because I'm busy, but I'll tell them whatever I can, and I hope it could be enough for them to use and reuse and recycle and keep moving with it. So my goal for really, I want people to be like prospering, and maybe I didn't even meet them. I would love if like they saw this video or they saw that. Like I want to get to that point where like we're making so much content and we're in these schools and all these things. It's like and someone is learning from the people that learn from us. And it's like where you don't even know that you've helped someone because you've helped someone and then now they're helping someone. So I want to just kind of be that part of that like spark. I think in 5 years, if I could have three full-time employees, I think that's being honest and real. And I would love to be hitting kind of the million mark in business, like be doing over a mil a year, because then I know I could support multiple people and the impact that we make and the reinvest into the community and the artists, give back. Because most of what I make, I always try to reinvest. Money isn't the biggest thing, but I want to level up the business where we do have the full-time employees. So that's my goal, I would say, in 5 to 10 years. Just spark the people to the point where they're now creating sparks in people and give people more opportunities to do it for others.
That's a great way to like seeing like how to expand. Like how can I help more people? How can I help more designers? How can I help people be the best versions of of themselves? Like that's what I'm hearing from you, and that's a very great way of thinking things. Like especially with revenue, because you always put it back into the product, which is a great business model for anything. So that's a good way. So that's a great goal. That's a great long-term goal, is what I'm saying.
What about you, man?
My goal for Noodle Doodle is to really expand my product. Like really, I want everyone to wear it. I can see kids, I can see teenagers, I can see adults. Like I feel like it's just like a fun thing people could enjoy because that's the goal for me. Like I really want to have it everywhere and just people like, just recognize the product and like to expand more than clothes because I can see like, as like plushies, as like pillows. Like I really want to expand it and like one day to have my own brand in my store, in a store. Maybe have my own store one day. That's the plan.
I can't wait to show up at the store and buy a plushie. Emerging designer, Noodle Doodle. Get ready, and bro, thank
Get
you
ready.
again. I'm happy to be part of your journey, and thank you all for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you.